Caitlin, it's been a couple months since they announced this was going to be the day that you had your jersey retired. Can you just tell me about some of the emotions either leading up to today and what you're feeling maybe now, today, especially knowing that nobody's ever going to wear 22 again here at Iowa?
Yeah, well, I think first of all, I feel very lucky and fortunate.
Caitlin Clark recently reached a monumental milestone in her career. Her iconic number 22 jersey was officially retired at Iowa. How did she respond to this significant recognition? What were her emotions during that moment, and what does it signify for her lasting impact and legacy?
Once you hear the day and it's oh, your jersey's getting retired this day, it's oh, okay. But when the day approaches very fast, you don't have as much time to prepare for everything that's going to be involved in it. But I just am fortunate to come back here. I honestly thought I would be back in Iowa City a lot more than I've been able to be over the since I've left. This is only really my second time back here. The other time was when we got our rings on the field. So it's just fun for me to come back and just say thank you to everybody that poured so much into me and allowed me to be great, whether that's the social media people, whether that's the marketing team, whoever it is that made me look really good at times.
We've got the full breakdown, including Caitlin Clark's raw, unfiltered thoughts straight from the press conference. This isn't just another tribute video. We're diving deep into 3 major moments from this unforgettable night. First, we'll relive the high-stakes game that set the stage for the celebration. Then we'll break down the epic jersey retirement ceremony, where Iowa legends and thousands of fans came together to honor one of the greatest players ever to wear black and gold. Finally, we'll reveal Caitlin Clark's reaction directly from her press conference, where she opened up about her emotions, gratitude, and what lies ahead. Stick around, because Caitlin's words might just surprise you. Are you ready? Let's dive in.
Caitlin, a lot of these big milestone emotional moments you are playing in a game, because you're not playing, because you've known what this is going to be like, do you feel like you'll be able to let yourself feel the emotions a little bit more?
Yeah, and I feel like I already have kind of today. You kind of just have those butterflies in your stomach when you walk in here, not so much for a basketball game now, but obviously just to be around everybody and to enjoy this environment. I think it's definitely, you are a little bit more vulnerable. I don't have to go and compete for 40 minutes, even though I wish maybe I could. But certainly, I think it will definitely be a little bit more emotional that I don't have to compete and go play for 40 minutes.
Before we dive into Caitlin Clark's emotional reaction to her jersey retirement, let's talk about the game that set the stage and what a game it was. The Iowa Hawkeyes secured a huge 76-69 upset in front of a packed Carver Hawkeye Arena. But this wasn't just any win, it was a bold statement.
Go Iowa, trying to secure a win against USC. What a cut by Olsen! 2 and a foul!
From the moment the ball was tipped, Iowa came out with an intensity that couldn't be ignored. The energy in the building was electric, and it was clear from the start. Iowa surged ahead with an incredible 18-1 run. Yes, you heard that right, 18-1. USD couldn't get a shot to fall, while the Hawkeyes were firing on all cylinders.
They shoot 34% from 3 on the season. Look at Guyton with those fanciful handles.
That was a seated dribble after a steal. Ridiculous.
I love it. Any means necessary to save the possession.
All day long. Olsen for 2. It's a 7-2.
But if you thought this was going to be an easy win, think again. USD wasn't backing down. Enter Juju Watkins, one of the most electrifying young stars in women's basketball. She took charge, leading the Trojans on a 17-1 run of their own, completely wiping out Iowa's lead. It turned into a heavyweight battle, with neither team giving an inch.
Well, when all is said and done for you, what do you want said about what you've done?
I hope I just inspired.
Oh, wow, Lucy Olsen.
Great move.
As the game went on, it became clear that this was Iowa's night. The hero of the moment, Lucy Olsen, the senior transfer, who stepped up when it counted most, scoring 28 points minus 18 of those coming in the second half. Addison O'Grady added 13 points, and Iowa's defense clamped down in the final minutes, limiting USC to just 1 for 7 from 3-point range in crunch time.
The current team in her heart still has business to take care of.
Absolutely.
O'Grady, lost in.
But beyond the final score, this win held much greater significance. It wasn't just about rankings, it was about showing that Iowa basketball, Caitlin Clark's Iowa basketball, was still a dominant force. The sellout crowd of over 15,000 fans erupted in applause, supporting the team as if it were another Final Four. And as the final buzzer rang, there was only one thing left to do: honor the legend who made it all possible. Up next was the moment everyone had been waiting for: Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement ceremony.
He's a 6-foot guard from West Des Moines, Iowa, the reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year and the greatest of all time, number 22, Caitlin
Caitlin Clark had played in front of sellout crowds before. She had felt the deafening cheers and the energy of thousands of fans hanging on to every move. But this moment, this one was different. There was no game to be won, no buzzer beater to hit, no stat line to chase. This was about something far greater. It was about bidding farewell to a legendary college career and solidifying a legacy that would be remembered forever. As the game ended, the lights dimmed, and the atmosphere in Carver Hawkeye Arena shifted. The noise wasn't about a run on the court, a defensive stop, or a clutch three-pointer. It was about respect, gratitude, and history.
You know, for those of us that were blessed enough to be in the recruiting wars with Caitlin Clark, it didn't take but a second when you saw her for the first time to recognize her greatness. We had a step back three, we had a semi-shoulder shrug, and we had a little grin looking over at the bench, and she was, I think, a rising ninth grader. And so, Lisa, Jenny, myself, our staff, we made a pact that we were going to do everything we could to be the last one standing. And we are so thankful that we were the last one standing.
Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court one final time, not as a player, nor as the competitor who had shattered records and silenced doubters, but as an icon. The arena erupted, with fans rising to their feet, applauding not just the highlights, not just the championships, but everything Caitlin had represented for this program, this school, and this sport. Jan Jensen, Iowa's current head coach, was the first to speak. She didn't hesitate to take the crowd on a journey back to the beginning, when she and Lisa Bluter first saw Caitlin Clark as a ninth grader.
But the thing that was the coolest about coaching this young woman is she is the same today as when she came in. She is full of confidence. She's full of grace, and she has an unbelievable power to make everybody around her better. And the thing I'd like to close with, if you didn't know, to celebrate this wonderful moment, she gave $22,000 to 4 different entities in this town to share her success and to say thank you. Caitlin, we want to thank you, and Lisa and I had the ride of a lifetime, and you had the head coach of a lifetime. Lisa Bluter.
It didn't take long, Jan Jensen said with a smile. A step back, a three, a little shoulder shrug, and a grin. Looking back at the bench, she had it. And we knew we had to do whatever it took to bring her to Iowa.
And you took and paused for a second, and you looked up there, and you looked at those jerseys. I went over to you, put my arm around your shoulder, and said, Caitlin, someday your name's going to be up there. Your jersey's going to be up there. Today is that day, Caitlin. The positive image that you've brought to this basketball program, this university, this state, women's basketball nationally is unmeasurable.
Lisa Bluter, Caitlin's former coach, followed, speaking about Caitlin's impact not just on the court but off it as well. She talked about how Caitlin changed the game, how she brought new attention to women's basketball, and how she inspired people to believe in the sport like never before.
You showed why it's wise to invest in women's sport, why it's wise to invest in women. It's not only the right thing to do, but it's the smart thing to do. Caitlin, you may be in Indiana now, but you're always a Hawkeye.
I've spent my career trying to empower young women, Bluter said, pausing as the crowd fell silent. But in 4 years, Caitlin, you've done more for women's basketball than anyone could have ever imagined.
I'm Big Ten Player of the Year! 3-time Nancy Lieberman Award recipient! 2-time Wade Trophy winner! 2-time USPWA National Player of the Year! 2-time Wood Award recipient! 2-time Honda Sports Award winner! 2-time Naismith Player of the Year! 2-time AP Player of the Year! The James E. Sullivan Award winner! 3-time Big Ten Tournament champion! Owner of 5 NCAA single season records and 6 NCAA career records! Back-to-back Final Four appearances! The NCAA's all-time leading scorer. Ladies and gentlemen, there will never be another Caitlin Clark, and there will never be another number 22.
It was time for the final words before the banner was lifted. The announcer called out, "Ladies and gentlemen, there will never be another Caitlin Clark, and there will never be another number 22.
Glad to say that Caitlin Clark has not only impacted throughout the USA, but has also impacted in Brazil.
I am a fan all the way from South Africa. I've never watched basketball before, but because of you, I am a fan, and I am eternally grateful.
You have motivated me to work harder and dream bigger, not just for myself, but to make my sport even more popular in Africa.
In March of 2022, Caitlin took this picture with our youngest son, Cade. Sadly, in November of 2023, Cade passed away at the Children's Hospital. Later that season, when Caitlin broke the scoring record, his older brother Chase decided to take this photo with him to the game and was lucky enough to get it signed. Thank you, Caitlin, for that incredible night, not only the scoring record, but also letting us know that Cade was with us at that game, and for our favorite piece of sports memorabilia.
Thank you, Caitlin. Let's go Hawks.
You talked about in your time at Iowa, you didn't really get time to reflect on what was going on because, of preparing for opponents and things like that. Now that you've had time off, just what's it been like to process what happened here at Iowa and then be back here today?
Well, it's been fun looking back on this whole past year and everything that's been able to happen. But just the journey we went on, I think reflecting back on my entire career, whether the beginning when I didn't play in front of anybody to the very end where we went to our second Final Four, second national championship game, and just how much things changed, not only for our program, but how much things changed for women's basketball in my time here. Just very grateful and fortunate, and it's kind of a weird feeling coming back here and not being able to play, but it's just really exciting time still for this program. I'm very fortunate to be a part of it, and feel very lucky that a lot of my former teammates and former coaches are here and able to support me, and a lot of friends and family. So I'm just really lucky.
What's your take on this year's team? How do you see this team?
Oh, asking me the tough questions. No, I think they're definitely a younger group. I think the freshman class to me is what's really exciting. I think they've been ones you can tell they're freshmen. They're going to be inexperienced at times, but you learn through that. There's also been a lot of really good players to wear this number in this program, whether Sam Logic, Kathleen Doyle, and those two specifically have been very supportive of myself over my career. So just thanks to them more than anything. And I'm really just proud of this coaching staff. I don't think people always at times give them the grace that they deserve. Losing 5 seniors or 6 seniors, whatever the number was, losing our head coach, and then losing Coach Fitz, which a lot of people don't talk about too often. And Coach Fitz was the person that, she did the scouts. She watched games, 8 games, or she was working ahead on things. She was Coach Bluter's kind of right-hand person, and, she never got a lot of the credit. So, that's a big loss too. But just proud of this coaching staff. Like, they've stayed resilient in the moments that have been kind of tough for them so far. But, this program's in a really good spot. You have a great young group, and you have, a couple juniors that are going to be back next year that are really good. And then obviously the class that we have coming in too is really good as well. So the program is in a really good spot.
Nobody has faced more scrutiny in the last 18 months than you.
Yeah.
What have you learned about yourself going through, whether it's adversity on the floor, off the floor, and in the last 18 months, and how have you applied that to make you a better person?
I think it's, it's just life. Everybody goes through some of the same stuff that I've gone through, and a lot of people go through a lot worse. And I just try to remind myself every single day, like, how grateful I am to be in the position that I am. And, I try to treat everybody the same way that, that I would want to be treated. And I think it just speaks to the way I was raised and my parents raised me. There's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. The girls are fired up. I hope that's them. But yeah, I think it's just, you go with the flow a little bit. Obviously I think having a good circle around me and having a small circle around me of people that I really trust, and those are the people that you can always count on and lean on, is what's been so important for me over the past year. But also, like, I've said this before, like, I feel like one of my greatest skills is, like, I really don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I believe in myself. I'm confident in myself. I'm confident in my teammates. I try to instill that in them. I'm confident in the coaching staff on whatever team I was on, whether that was here, whether that's at the Fever now. And you just rely on those people, and nobody gets to step inside of your locker room, whether it was here at Iowa or whether it was with the Fever now. Like, everybody thinks they know everything and have an answer, but that's just not reality, and that goes for all of professional sports, and really that goes for all of you as well and people in life.
Honestly, to all the people that have just poured into me over the course of my career, from the people that don't get any recognition, from our media team to our managers, all of you that have given so much of yourselves to allow me to be who I am, thank you. I can't say it enough, and I wouldn't be here without all of you. So I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to be back in here and play another game in front of you all. So thank you for being here.
So just like making sure I say thank you to all of them, because none of that happens without all of those people pouring themselves into our team and our program every single day.
Your current team has made some interesting moves the last few days. How do you feel about what your roster suddenly looks like?
I'm excited. Obviously, we made some great moves. I think, Kelly and Amber and the whole Fever organization are, they're helping us win now. And I think that's really important. I think they're putting really good pieces together that are gonna, complement each other really, really well. And then obviously Steph taking over as head coach for us, I think is gonna be really great, a great basketball mind, somebody that had actually called quite a few of my college games. So being able to build that relationship with her and just be in the gym and work on things that she probably saw when I was a freshman in college and was like, oh, that girl still can't make a left-handed layup. We're still working on that. But no, it's just exciting time. I think you look around the WNBA, and that goes for, all 13 teams now. And, there's real trade and there's real activity and there's fun free agency to follow. And that's what's making people so excited about it. That's going to attract more people to our league, is you get to follow these storylines. So it's really exciting, and looking forward to next year.
I know the Pacers Sport and Entertainment. Give it up for the Fever. We're playing a game right here, baby. Woo! We're coming to town. You better save up, because I bet it's going to be pretty expensive, but we'll see what we can do. But honestly, I couldn't imagine getting drafted to a better franchise, a place that, just like Iowa, invests in women's sports and has allowed me to thrive. So just really lucky and fortunate to be there. And, hopefully year 2 is even better than year 1, and I know it will be. We got some good players. We got a good coach. She's probably hiding over there somewhere. I don't know where you're at, Steph, but thanks for being here.